So the game I'm playing today is called Ikaruga. Yeah, this is a freaking long overdue video, isn't it? Indeed, a game that I have actually mentioned numerous times in previous videos for the past, like, what, 2 years now, I think? And also a game that I alluded to many times in the past that I would probably play at some point, but never did. But all of that is finally going to be changing today. So Ikaruga, for those of you who may be unfamiliar with this game, is another title from Treasure. I've covered a lot of Treasure's games on my channel in the past, and by that I mean I only covered like one of their games in 2017, one of their games in 2018, and basically the rest of their Genesis library this year. They are the same team responsible for bringing us Alien Soldier, Light Crusader, Gunstar Heroes, Dynamite Headdy, and if you've seen any of the videos that I've covered on those 4 games, I think it's pretty obvious that I'm a fairly huge Treasure fan. Well, I don't know if I would consider myself a fan of their work necessarily, but I do think that their games are very fascinating. I find a lot of their projects to be very unique and innovative when it comes to overall design, but I will admit that some of them work a lot better than others. For instance, I wasn't really the biggest fan of Light Crusader, but Gunstar Heroes and Alien Soldier, on the other hand, I just love to death. Gunstar Heroes a lot more so, however. And Dynamite Headdy was also a pretty decent platformer too, not gonna lie. But if there is one game in particular that I've constantly kept hearing about over the past few years, and that I've seen people give nothing but praise towards, like, if there's one Treasure game in particular that probably has the biggest cult following out of them all, aside from Gunstar Heroes, it would probably be Ikaruga. It's a game that I have been particularly fascinated by myself for a really long time, and I am very excited to be showing this game off to you guys today. Now, with that being said, let me try and actually explain what Ikaruga is now. So, Ikaruga is a vertically scrolling shoot-'em-up that was originally released in Japanese arcades back in 2001. It was developed primarily by Treasure, although from information I could gather online, apparently there were some staff members from another Japanese game studio called G-Rev, who also worked on this game alongside Treasure. So Ikaruga's development was technically a joint effort between Treasure and G-Rev, even though all of the game's development is attributed to just Treasure. It plays mostly like your standard 2D shoot-'em-up, but the biggest draw of this game is the fact that you're able to switch polarities. Your ship can essentially change color from black to white, and this can be used in order to absorb bullets of different colors. For instance, if your ship is white, you can absorb white bullets. If it's black, you can absorb black bullets. Ikaruga is also well known for having a lot more puzzle game elements than your typical Japanese shoot-'em-up. The puzzle in this instance is trying to figure out how to navigate the endless barrage of black and white bullets that are constantly being thrown at you. It's not necessarily about defeating all the enemies and all the bosses in order to advance to the next stage, which, by the way, that's actually not required to do in this game if you want to beat a stage, but we'll touch on that later. Now, even though this is the first time I'm covering Ikaruga on the channel, I have technically played this game already, but in a different form. Some of my longtime viewers might recall the time I played an indie shoot-'em-up called rRootage, and there were 4 different game modes you can choose from in rRootage. One of the game modes was just a standard game mode that was made specifically for the game, but the 3 other game modes were actually based on other popular Japanese shoot-'em-ups at the time, including shoot-'em-ups like Gigawing, Cyvarrior, and Ikaruga. The Ika mode specifically was the one mode in rRootage that was based on Ikaruga. And I remember when I played rRootage back in 2015, how I constantly lauded the Ika mode in particular for being one of the coolest things I've ever seen in a shoot-'em-up. Little did I know that it was not an original concept, and actually Ikaruga's concept is not that original either, because Treasure did try experimenting with a polarity mechanic in one of their previous titles called Silhouette Mirage. The polarity mechanic in Ikaruga is pretty much derived from that game. Ikaruga was also meant to be the spiritual successor to another Treasure game, Radiant Silvergun. If you compare Ikaruga and Radiant Silvergun side by side, they kind of play similar to one another, except Radiant Silvergun doesn't have a polarity mechanic, and also what's kind of cool about Radiant Silvergun is that you have a giant-ass sword. Yes, your ship has a sword that it can swing around in order to destroy bullets. So in some ways it's kind of cooler than Ikaruga, but still. Ikaruga seems to be considered by a lot of people to be one of Treasure's greatest games. I'm not sure if I would agree with them necessarily, but the game is definitely interesting and very unique for its genre. Also, I haven't mentioned up to this point that Ikaruga does have a plot, and again, this is one of those things where Treasure are not really known for their stories and games, and again, Ikaruga is no exception. Basically, if you want to know the story of Ikaruga, there's this young pilot named Shinra, and he's trying to fight off an army headed by some guy called Tenro Horai, and apparently the story is that Tenro one day discovered this magical crystal that gives him, like, supernatural abilities, and he decides to use his abilities for evil, so he goes around and invading other nations and trying to basically destroy and conquer them. Then there was this counter-terrorist organization that popped up that Shinra was a part of, and they tried to stop Tenro's army, but they failed. Shinra ended up being the only remaining survivor of said organization, and he attempted to take down Tenro multiple times, but failed every single time. And one day, after being defeated by Tenro, he crash lands into a small village called Ikaruga, and the villagers there discover his wreckage, they heal him back to full health, and then Shinra decides that he wants to try and get himself killed a third time. So the villagers decide to give him a brand new ship that they were secretly working on, that they also chose to call the Ikaruga. Yes, they named the ship after their village, so 10 points for originality on that. But the Ikaruga ship is designed to switch polarities, so armed with that knowledge, Shinra once again takes off to try and take down Tenro. And that's pretty much the game's entire plot. Now, the last thing that I want to discuss before I get to playing this game is how exactly this video is going to be structured. So if you've never played Ikaruga before, this game is actually very, very short. The game only has about 5 stages in total, and each stage only lasts for about 5 minutes at most, I would say. So you can actually end up beating the game in just about 30 minutes on a single coin. And when I say single coin, I mean like beating the game in its entirety without using continues. It takes about a half hour. But because of how short the game is, and also because I am not good at this game whatsoever, I actually tried playing this game for the first time last night, and good god, man, I am just not good at this game at all, and another problem is that Ikaruga is also known for being an extremely difficult game. Like, this game is absolutely brutal. Like, the first and second stages are not too bad, but in the third stage, it's just like, what the hell's even happening? But because of the fact that 1, the game is short, 2, the game is super hard, and 3, I just suck massive amounts of balls at it, I decided that I'm going to enable infinite continues for myself. Now, I am playing the PC version of this game. This game came out on a multitude of other platforms eventually, like Dreamcast, GameCube, Xbox 360, even PlayStation 4 and Switch, surprisingly. But I'm playing this on PC, and in the PC version, there's an option to enable free play, which basically makes it so that you have infinite continues, because normally you don't have infinite continues in Ikaruga. In fact, you have 0 continues normally. And the only reason I'm even doing this at all is because I want to show you guys the entirety of the game. Just because of the fact that the game is super, super short, I feel like it would be unfair to you guys to not show off the entire game. Because I don't really feel bad about showing off the entire game and just not letting you guys see the rest of the game for yourselves. Because, I mean, this game came out in 2001. You had almost 20 years to see the end of this game, for God's sakes. In this instance, I feel like it wouldn't be unfair to the developers, but it would certainly be unfair to you guys, the viewers. Because it would be an instance where my terrible skill would actually get in the way of the video, but I want to show you guys the entirety of this game, because this game gets absolutely wild in the later stages. Like, I cannot justify doing a video on Ikaruga and not showing you guys how this game ends, because it's freaking mental. So this whole video will pretty much follow a similar structure as my Galaga arrangement and Dig Dug arrangement videos. I'm basically going to be playing through the whole game with infinite continues, just for the sole purpose of showing off what is pretty much like a very short game. So that is exactly what we are going to do right now. Now, before I actually get into the arcade mode here, the meat of the action, I am going to show you guys how exactly this game is played, and I'm going to let the game explain it for you. So if you just keep the game idle on the title screen for a little while, it will eventually go to a demo that shows you how exactly to play the game. I would like to show you guys this first, just to give you an idea as to how you're meant to play Ikaruga. Alright, so move the ship with the stick. In this case, it would just be the W, A, S, and D keys. Shoot with the fire button, which is the X key. Hold it down for auto fire. I don't believe there's a way to disable auto-fire. Switch the polarity of the ship between black and white with the polarity change button. In this case, it would be the Z key, if I'm not mistaken. Enemy ships and bullets have either black or white polarity. When you attack an enemy of opposite polarity, the damage you inflict is doubled. So basically, white polarity does double damage to black ships and vice versa. Defeated enemies may return fire depending on the difficulty level, be careful. Your ship can absorb enemy bullets of the same polarity, and it's going to explain to you why exactly this is important. If you get hit by a bullet of the opposite polarity, you'll lose your ship. If you run into an enemy or another obstacle, you'll also lose a ship. When all ships are lost, it's game over. Standard fare there. Absorbing enemy bullets of the same polarity fills in the energy bar at the bottom of the screen. When the energy bar is full, press the release power button to fire powerful homing lasers, which in the PC version is the C key. If you release power, homing lasers are fired according to the amount of full energy containers, up to 12 at once, and homing lasers can penetrate obstacles. So you can fire up to 12 at once, that's basically what it's saying. When you defeat 3 enemies in a row of the same polarity, you get a chain bonus. And this will allow you to rack up points a lot more quickly if you care about high scores. Carryover bonus is doubled, up to 25,600 points. So if you care about those high scores, this is definitely important. Kill a bunch of enemies in a row and you get even more points, basically. So it's like a combo, what do you call that? A combo system. There, that's what the word I'm looking for. And yeah, that's basically how to play the whole game, and here it's just showing you leaderboards. Technically, the GameCube version of this game also had leaderboards, but apparently it involved, receiving a code and then having to input the code online in order to view leaderboards. So this was more or less something that was carried over from the GameCube version, except in the PC version, you know, you can just view the leaderboards through like an internet connection from within the game, or like the game's leaderboards are connected to an online server, so you can just view the leaderboards from within the game itself. Also, the music in this game is fantastic, by the way. I actually really love this game's soundtrack. Yeah, warning, the default setting is changed, high scores will not be saved. Yeah, high scores don't really matter to me. It'll give you this warning if you are playing on free play, or if you're giving yourself continues, but we don't care about that. Don't worry about that too much. Right, so we have 3 different modes here. We have arcade mode, prototype mode, and chapter select. So, arcade mode is the default game mode of Ikaruga. I'm not gonna explain what prototype mode is just yet. I think we'll talk about that near the end of the video once we complete arcade mode. But prototype mode does pertain to a gameplay mechanic that apparently early versions of Ikaruga had, but we'll talk about that later. And then chapter select, you can just select any of the chapters from the game that you've already managed to unlock. For now though, we are gonna go to arcade mode, and we are gonna go, like, absolutely buck wild with this. Yeah, I am actually going to do this. Hard, enemies always return fire. Yeah, so it was telling you earlier that some enemies may fire bullets when they die, depending on what difficulty you're playing the game on. On easy mode, they don't do this. Normal mode, only enemies with the same polarity will return fire, and on hard mode, they all return fire when you kill them. I am going to set this to hard mode though, just because I want to show you guys how insane this game can really become. If I was just trying to play through this game normally though, I wouldn't be doing this. Alright, so with all that out of the way, let's freaking go. I will not die until I achieve something. Even though the ideal is high, I can't read that because it only appeared on screen for like 3 seconds, but okay, let's just freaking go. Oh no, it's the Z key to fire, actually. Okay, never mind. So X key is to change polarities. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so this actually requires a fair amount of concentration, I'm not going to lie, but the music is epic, so I mean, that's good at least. So yeah, we're killing these guys, we have to absorb bullets. Alas, Ikaruga is going undesired, okay, I'll just go screw myself then, it's not letting me read like anything. So yeah, this is the first chapter of the game. Now, the game does not start off that difficult from the very beginning. It's actually pretty smooth sailing, I would say. The game only starts getting, like, extremely difficult in the 3rd chapter. And I have been able to beat the first chapter normally, and when I say normally, I mean like on normal mode without using any continues or without continues enabled. Okay, hang on a second, I'm just gonna breeze past all of that. Here we go. Descend through the clouds, I'm just gonna use some lasers right about now. Yeah, so the game is not, and I just freaking died, great. Yeah, but the game is not really that difficult when you begin it. Chapter 1 is not that insane, and neither is Chapter 2, even though I've definitely had some struggles with Chapter 2 in particular. But the game only starts getting, like, basically impossible when Chapter 3 rolls along. And, yeah, these guys just leave. Yeah, see, what I also don't really understand about this game is that if you leave the enemies alone for a long period of time, they'll actually just get bored and just fly away. I'm not entirely sure why they do that exactly. That guy wasn't able to get away, because I killed his ass in a matter of seconds. There we go. Oh god, okay, hang on a second. Yeah, we really have to pay attention here, because basically you have all these trains that you have to destroy here. You'll also notice that a lot of these more gigantic enemies, or the bigger enemies, they do have health bars on the side of the screen, or at the top of the screen, I should say. But I'm gonna see if I can at least try to get rid of this damn black train over here before it leaves. There we go, so I can at least absorb some stuff. Yeah, but see, what I find really odd about this game is, you know how I was saying that you basically don't have to kill any enemy in this game in order to beat it? You can basically, like, take a pacifist route through the entire game? Well, this is kind of what I was talking about. You don't have to defeat any enemy in this game. In fact, you don't even have to defeat any of the bosses, because you'll notice at the top of the screen that this boss right here that we just came across has a timer. If that timer runs out, the boss will just leave. Yeah, he'll just leave and you'll go on to the next level. He just gets bored and then just decides to fly away. It's kind of strange. Yeah, this is also kind of cool right here because he basically has a shield that's like firing out black bullets. Oh my god. It's so hard to freaking concentrate right now. Good lord. Okay, there. Just get some homing missiles in there. Oh god, I'm really trying hard not to die right now. Oh Jesus. Okay, there we go. That's kind of good. That's kind of okay. There we go. Get rid of his shield. There's also these things that you can, fire at on his sides right here that are also, like, firing bullets out. That also causes damage to him. Okay, there we go. Did I at least get some lasers in there? Yeah, if you're playing on free mode, you can press the 1 key in order to just continue onwards. Okay, did I destroy something on him? Yeah, these little things that are firing bullets. I don't believe you can destroy them outright, but you can attack them in order to damage him. I believe. Oh no, you can actually destroy them outright. Okay, this guy's firing some homing missiles of his own here that I have to basically absorb and then fire back into him. And I do want to try and destroy this guy before he leaves. There we go. Yeah, and it also doesn't matter what difficulty you're playing on, or even if you're using, like, infinite continues, it still gives you the achievements for defeating all of the enemies. So it really doesn't matter how you play the game, you'll still get achievements either way. The achievements don't become disabled if you're playing on free play mode. The only difference between playing on free play mode and playing the game normally is that it doesn't save your high scores, and I don't think it saves your replays either. It does automatically save your replays if you're just, like, playing the game on the standard no continue mode, but if you're playing on free play, it doesn't do that because you might as well be cheating, even though really I mean, they allow you to do this anyway, so it's not exactly cheating, but whatever. It pretty much feels like I'm playing Galaga Arrangement all over again with just the way I'm structuring this entire video. But yeah, we're already done with the first chapter, by the way, guys. So that's already like 20% of the game completed. So this chapter is called Trial. So we are just going to venture right on through. We are going inside some gigantic warehouse now. And this is where the game starts getting a little bit crazy. Just a little bit, not too insane. We can just destroy these guys outright if we want. Oh god, there we go. I'm kind of doing a good job at avoiding their bullets. Kind of. Okay, this is kind of a crazy one right around here. Oh wow, okay, don't know how I survived any of that. Yeah, so they kind of just like swirl right into you. You're basically the center of the low pressure system, and you have to get out of there as fast as you possibly can. So there's also these fans that are firing bullets at you. I should not have done that. Yeah, I should have switched my polarity before I did that. That was the problem right there. But yes, as it was saying before, your homing missiles do not, they don't collide with obstacles. So basically, you can fire them through obstacles. They don't care about collision, basically. Oh god. Yeah, and these orange fans right here, the ones that are basically, like, guarded entirely, yeah, you can't destroy any of those, so you have to just, like, avoid them. Yeah, you can also destroy that and destroy all of this. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, their bullets do not ignore collision, the bullets of the enemies. So this thing right around here, I believe what you have to do is that you have to kind of, like, switch polarities every now and again just to avoid the onslaught of bullets. Oh my god. See, what I at least like about this here is that when you do respawn after losing all of your lives, all of the bullets will despawn. You know, just another, like, prevention method for, you know, not getting killed as soon as you spawn in. So that's always appreciated. I'm really not doing this, like, very, very well at all right now. You know what? I'm gonna go to this side and just get some bullet absorption in here. So we can basically take any route that we want right now. Oh my god. Yeah, see, another problem here is that you can't change your polarity too quickly, otherwise, yeah, you're gonna get hit by one of their... by like a rogue black bullet right here. Oh, good lord. Okay, there. Let's just stay like this. Stay like this for now. Never mind. We're not gonna be able to stay like that for now. Good god. Here, just kill the white boys for a minute. Okay, that sounds really weird the way I worded that, or the way I phrased that. Okay, I'm not even paying attention at this point, so screw it. Here, get out of my face, please. There. How about I change polarities right about now? No. You go away. No. He was like trying to run right into me. This guy over here. Okay, wait, never mind. That's not gonna work. Okay, maybe it will. Maybe it will, actually. Here, just get him out of the way. There we go. Absorb some of his bullets. There we go. This is a really nice, like, clash between Ebony and Ivory going on right here. I kinda like it. I'm definitely, interested in this game's art style, for absolute sure. It's definitely unlike anything that Treasure had put out to that point. Wait, did I not switch polarities? I thought for sure I was white. So I think in order to defeat this boss, yeah, these are its weak points that I'm bringing down right here. You have to shoot at them in order to actually bring down his weak points, and I think what you gotta basically do is that, yeah, while his weak points are open, you have to just absorb bullets and then fire lasers into them. Now, one difference between killing this guy on the normal difficulty and killing him on hard mode is that you'll notice that his weak spots will start retracting once you open them up. Well, in hard mode, they actually retract a lot quicker than they normally do. So, that's kind of a problem, especially when we're trying to kill this guy right here. And also, this weak point on his left can only be opened up when I have the white polarity enabled. But I have to try and do this as quickly as I possibly can. Oh god. And I'm not doing this very well at all right now. There we go. There, just absorb some bullets. There we go. And then we can fire the homing lasers into it, and that still does damage. Hang on a second. I'm trying to... I'm not even caring at this point. Okay, well, actually, that did destroy it. That did destroy it. So, here's the last one right here. There we go. Get some lasers into that. Get some lasers into that. I have to try and keep this open at all times, though, and that can be a very difficult thing to do. A very hard balance to keep, especially when you're getting, like, bombarded with all sorts of bullets. There we go, he's still done anyway. Had to use, like, 2 continues in order to do that, but whatever. It's not gonna save my score, and I don't really care about the score anyway. A nice slow-motion explosion. Yeah, you also get a grade at the end of each stage. Every grade that I've gotten so far is just a C grade, so that's very good. Very good indeed. Okay, I don't know what to shoot at. Oh god, okay, well, I ran right into that. There, just kill the black chips. For now. There we go. Get some... Oh my god. See, their movement is also, like, very erratic. It's very unpredictable. Yeah, see, there's also this weird section right here where, yeah, there's, like, these platforms that are moving along, and they're firing gigantic lasers in, like, all directions. These lasers will also move you back, by the way. But thankfully, what you can do with this is that you can absorb the lasers, so that way you can charge up some missiles. I'm not sure what you're even meant to do there. Yeah, you have to, like, try and move in front of the platforms as fast as you possibly can, otherwise you're gonna get cut off, and you basically have no way of escaping if you do get cut off. One interesting thing you can do right there is that you can get caught in between those 2 white lasers right there, and you can just kind of get bounced back and forth. Here, I'm gonna try and do this just to get rid of everyone. There we go. Kinda nice. Kind of interesting. Okay, again, I should not have freaking done that. See, I always instinctively change polarity so quickly to try and avoid some of the other bullets that are heading my way. There we go. That's okay. So, this is the beginning of Chapter 3 right here. That's basically the introduction of the chapter. All of these chapters have, like, introductory sequences, and then the actual chapter begins, which I don't fully understand, but, okay, these guys are just white. And of course, I forget to change the polarity. I also keep forgetting that you press the X key in order to change your polarity. I don't know why I keep getting confused by that. I really don't know what even killed me at that point. Yeah, these giant ships that are firing lasers, but they're all getting, like... They're all, like, God, what is even the word I'm looking for? I can't pay attention. Yeah, they're all, like, overlapping each other. Good God. Okay, hang on a second. Yeah, there's lasers being shot from the side that I'm apparently not changing my polarity fast enough in order to avoid, and then there's walls that are closing as well. Yeah, and then there's... Oh my god. Dude, this is actually insane. I can't keep up with this garbage whatsoever. Here. Yeah, there's white and black ships that are coming at you from both sides that you have to somehow avoid. See, this is what I mean. It's like I know that there are people who are genuinely really freaking good at Ikaruga, and I have to just ask, how the hell can you guys put up with all this nonsense? Because it's like, I can barely pay attention to like anything that's happening on the screen, because not only do you have to avoid all the bullets that are coming towards you all at a single time, you have to avoid the walls that are closing in on you, and to top it all off, there's this dumbass ship over here that's just crashing into everything. It's like, what the hell do you do? What the hell do you even do? This is kind of like okay right here though. See, that's kind of okay to deal with. Except I still can't deal with it very well because I'm just like so on edge now. Oh god. I'm not gonna lie, this game does kind of give me anxiety at times. Oh lord, damn it. Okay, well he only has white lasers now, I think, so that'll probably be good. I didn't mean to switch polarities. I have to keep forgetting what like key binding, or like what key the polarity switching is binded to, because I keep forgetting that it's the X key. Oh my god, dude, just get out of here. Okay, yeah, he does just leave after a while. I kind of wish I would have destroyed him though, but whatever. We're coming up to this next boss right here already. See what I mean though? The bosses are very, or like all the stages in this game are incredibly short. I mean, I could do this. Yeah, this is gonna start getting difficult when it begins to rotate. And also, I don't think these, wait, do these have collision right here? Oh no, those little lines don't have collision. Okay. For some reason, I thought they did. Wait, switch polarities. Oh god. I'm gonna see if I can at least make some sort of attempt to do this correctly. Okay, wait a second, this is kind of working. Damn it, it was working. It was. Okay, so basically what you have to do in this boss is that you have all these, like, rotating turrets that are firing black and white bullets at you. You have to basically destroy them. And again, remember that, yeah, if it's a different polarity than what you're actually controlling at the moment, then it'll do double damage. So, white polarity, it'll do twice the amount of damage to the black turrets and vice versa. So, just remember that. Just remember that. And it does stop rotating after a while, but then it starts rotating counterclockwise. So that's when things can start getting a little bit tricky. Oh yeah, and then things also start getting tricky when it starts firing lasers at you, so that's also great. Yeah, it starts firing lasers from its core, but again, that can also be used to fill up your laser gauge, or your energy gauge, or whatever the hell you call it. Good god, stop! Okay, is it actually dead? Apparently it is. Okay, I don't know what I did in order to kill it, but I guess it's dead, so just go away. Please, good god. Okay, what's my battle report then? 250,000 for the boss destroy bonus. I get a C grade for, like, literally everything here. I've actually never gotten any other grade other than a C. Like, only the 2 times that I've played this game, like, through in its entirety. I've only ever gotten, like, a C rank. Oh, yeah, there we go. Black lasers, black homing missiles. Oh, god. What even is this? See, what am I even supposed to do about this? See, that's kind of okay. That right there is kind of okay, but everything else is just not okay. It's not my cup of tea, personally. Good lord. Okay, so then there's this section right here that you kind of hang around this little thing right here for a little while. Yeah, this, like, giant space station that's just floating out in the open. You kind of hang around here for a little while. God, I'm just switching my polarity at all the wrong times. Then you also have to avoid these black bullets as well. And again, you can't collide with any of the, you know, any of the walls, because that kills you. Thankfully, the enemy bullets don't fly through the walls, so at least that's a good thing. Here, I should probably, like, use some freaking homing lasers. See, and another thing that I was worried about with doing a video on Ikaruga is that this game is very hard to commentate. Like, this game requires your undivided attention at all times, otherwise you're not going to be able to pay attention to anything that you're doing. And honestly, I can't right now, because I'm getting, like, killed by things that I can't even see at the moment. Oh my god, this is actually insane. This is also one of those things where it actually doesn't reset your score when you do end up losing all your lives and you have to use a continue. Okay, see, that's kind of okay. We can also just kind of stay in here in order to, like, take shelter, but again, just remember that the walls still kill you, so you can't actually touch it. I don't know if it's one of those things where it's like, if it only hits the center of your ship, then you'll survive, because I noticed that you can kind of clip into the walls a little bit before you end up dying, so maybe it's one of those things where it's like, if it hits the center of your ship, only then will you die. Like, there's a small pixel in the center that is basically your ship's hitbox. I don't know if it's one of those kinds of shoot 'em ups, but oh my god, dude, I cannot concentrate on anything. There we go. Is this good? I don't think that's good. Nope, I just died again. Great. Oh my god, dude, this is actually crazy. Okay, there. I can try. I probably should not have tried that. I mean, alternatively, another thing that I could do here is just taking, like, a pacifist route and just trying to absorb all the bullets. Because, interestingly, there was apparently a game mode in the GameCube version of Ikaruga called Bullet Eater, which is exactly as it sounds. You're just absorbing all the bullets. Your ship actually can't fire bullets whatsoever, and in order to get through all the levels, you just have to absorb everything in your path, including these giant freaking lasers. Okay, I wonder if I could... Okay, never mind. It's already dead, apparently. I was just wondering if I could, like, switch polarities as fast as I possibly could in order to, like, potentially get through all the freaking laser beams that were being thrown my way, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, alternatively, I could try and just survive this onslaught. You know, not even, you know, just going full pacifist. Not even, like attacking anything. I could do that. And maybe just using the homing lasers to get the job done. That kind of works, but I'd rather do this. I'd rather, like, have some sort of, you know, interactivity with the enemies, like, being part of the action in some way, shape, or form. Oh, good god. Okay, I don't know how I survived that. Here, just pay attention to the guys on the side. Damn it. Here, these are mostly like black turrets right here, so that'll be okay, damn it. See, another problem is that all the lasers that you've accumulated up to this point, they do get... Your energy meter does get reset when you die. So basically, all the lasers that you've accumulated up to that point, yeah, you're gonna have to, like, you're gonna have to try and get all of that back if you do end up dying. Okay, please and thank you. There we go. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. I don't know how. I don't know how, but I'm okay with it. This is alright. Here, missiles. Oh god. Okay, there we go. I actually avoided it. And you're dead. You're dead. Okay, very good. And I think now we're fighting the boss. Oh, no, we're not fighting the boss yet. Hang on a second, I spoke too soon. Spoke way too freaking soon. There we go. There we go. We gotta just use lasers. We gotta fire at least a few laser beams in here. I'm gonna just switch to the black polarity because I want to. There we go. Get some variety in here. Oh god, well, I forgot they actually do that attack at the very end of that sequence. A bunch of white guys come in and just, like, dogpile you. Okay, well anyway, there's this boss right here. By the way, I haven't mentioned up to this point yet that all of these bosses do have official names. I have no idea how to pronounce any of their names, though. So I'm not even gonna bother trying. So what you essentially gotta do here is that you have to... Yeah, you have to basically destroy these walls, because these walls hold the core of this particular enemy. So you have to basically knock them down with your lasers in order to expose the core, and then you can start attacking the enemy head-on. I'm really not doing a very good job at that right now. But one thing that you can sort of do is that you can kind of, like, force your way into the core, and then you can kind of stay there for a little while. Yeah, and then eventually it'll start firing its own lasers at you. Not just the ones that are being fired from the side, but ones that are being fired from, like, the very center of this whatever the hell this damn thing is supposed to be. But again, you can absorb the lasers in order to get homing missiles very quickly. There we go. Let me try going to the black laser. Oh good god. I cannot deal with this. I can't deal with this. I'm not sure if it ever, like, fires if it ever fires black lasers at any point. I'm not sure if it does, but either way it's dead. Yeah, see, you can kind of just stay in there if you have the white polarity, and then you can just kind of mine that laser, as it were, mine it for homing missiles, and then you can basically destroy it. Yeah, there we go. It's basically a giant space station. And now that's gonna explode in slow motion. Very nice, indeed. Then we get the battle report, 520,000. Our score this time, I got a max 10 chain, and I still got a C rank. Okay, well that's very nice indeed. And then you have this section that basically, I don't even know what this is, but it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like the enemies are just asking you to kill them, because they're all comprised of just white enemies in particular, so this is one of these ways where you can, yeah, you can get a lot of homing shots. You can get a lot of homing shots there. Okay, well, there we go. That's good. That's very... Oh, no. There we go. Okay, I'm kind of doing that correctly. I kind of did that correctly. Okay, this is kind of neat. Oh, God. Oh, please. I feel like I'm fighting Sans from Undertale right now. I have to keep, like, moving left and right to avoid the Gaster Blasters. Or moving in, like, a spiral motion. Oh, Jesus. Okay, hang on a sec. Oh, God. What even is this? Okay, I died from something, but I couldn't see what it was exactly. How do I have 3 million points, by the way? Yeah, there's also this enemy that I think only fires white bullets, actually. Yeah, and then there's another one that comes after you destroy that one. And, yeah, I mean, basically giving you, like, maximum energy doesn't, I don't know. I guess trying to prepare you for the final battle? I have no idea. I do believe that this, stage in particular, the final stage, I think it's comprised of just bosses. I make you alive so that you can walk along the right way, but can't you understand it? Okay, well, okay, that actually didn't count, are you serious? Yeah, another thing that I keep forgetting is that you actually have to wait for the enemy to start firing before your homing missiles will actually, like, try to, lock onto anything. Oh god, I almost made a colossal mistake there. Yeah, so, this enemy pattern right here is not too bad, because it's like, yeah, there's a little bit of a sweet spot that you can find right here, where you can just kind of intercept these lasers. Oh god, okay, wow. I'm kind of, like, avoiding all of this stuff right now, and I have no idea how I'm doing it. Damn it. Yeah, a little bit of a sweet spot right here that you can find. You can just kind of, like, mine for homing missiles, basically. That's all fine and good. That's all fine and good. Oh my god. Okay, wait. I don't think my homing missiles are even targeting the correct thing anymore. Hang on a second. Go over here. Go over here for a minute. Damn it! Okay, this is the only one that's actually still alive. Oh my god. Wait, where's the sweet spot? There we go. There's that sweet spot, and then lasers. Okay, that's... I can see it doing damage. There, okay. You can't feel the visible things. How can you feel the invisible things? I have no idea what that means, but... Okay, and then there's like this scorpion or something that tries to come after you with its silly little, freaking... Yeah, with like its little lasers that are also black and white that you can also absorb. I don't freaking understand any of this, and it tries to track you as well. Now, I'm not sure if with the final boss in particular, it's one of those instances where if the timer runs out that it'll just fly away from you. I don't know if the final boss has that same behavior, though, because I haven't been able to determine whether or not it does, but holy crap. Go away, please. Okay, here. I have to basically stay black because, oh, okay, well that was, it kind of like encircled around me. That was interesting. Okay, it's impossible to cut off this metempsychosis forever. What does that even mean? I never heard of that word before. Okay, well, then this is his third form. I'm not sure if this is his final form, however. So, this form right here is actually not that bad to deal with. Because basically what you have to do is that you have to, yeah, like constantly avoid all of these bullets right here. But then he fires lasers at you, and every single time his lasers come into contact with you, it actually fills up your energy meter enough that you can fire all 12 lasers at him. God, it's so hard for me to even describe what's happening on the screen because everything's happening so quick, but you kind of have to, like, yeah, do what I'm doing right here. That's basically what you gotta do, and it speeds up after a little while, and it gets really difficult to take care of. But yeah, basically just keep doing what I'm doing right here, okay? Just keep, kind of like, do this. Do this while also avoiding the renegade bullets that it's constantly firing at you as well. You gotta have to, like, yeah, do that. Do that, and there, he's dead. Something like that. Something along the lines of that. So, there you go. It's not actually that bad when you can finally, like, when you finally get down the pattern. And that's basically it for the 5th chapter, but there is one last thing that we need to take care of. You see that crystal right there? Well, that was the crystal that Tenro found that gave him supernatural abilities. We need to destroy it now. Thus, achieve your mission without any regrets. I will not die. Okay. Release the suppressor device. Oh god, okay. So, in order to defeat this thing right here, you basically have to just, you have to just survive for 60 seconds in total. That's what you gotta do. Because you actually cannot fire bullets at all during this sequence right here. So what you have to do is that you have to just, yeah, survive for as long as you possibly can while absorbing all the other bullets. I mean, look at this garbage, man. Look at this, for goodness sakes. How am I supposed to concentrate on anything that's happening? Holy crap. Again, people who are able to do this normally with, like, using no continues whatsoever, good god, mad respect to you guys in particular, because I cannot do this to save my pitiful existence. I mean, there's some patterns that I can kind of deal with, but not all of them. But we are about to run out of time here, actually, so we are basically going to destroy this guy. I've actually never tried destroying this guy with the black polarity before, so we're gonna see what happens. Yeah, remain bonus. What is he gonna say now? What's he gonna say now? Because I don't remember what he says, actually. Is anything going to happen? Okay, what does this mean? Okay, it's just firing red missiles or black missiles. Oh. It just has the same effect as when you have the white polarity. Okay, I guess I thought that maybe it would change the ending. Like, maybe if I had the black polarity, it would be like an evil ending? I have no idea. Is this what we wished for? Don't worry. We will understand each other someday. And the life is succeeded into the distant future. And then, actual Ikarugas, because for those of you who don't know, I believe this game is named after a Japanese bird species, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, then you have actual Ikarugas flying in the background, but that's actually the whole game, guys. That's the entirety of Ikaruga. We beat the whole game. There you go. Like I said, it's very short. I was actually really surprised by how short this game was. Only took us about a half hour, I would say. Actually, I don't think it even took us a half hour. But yeah, the game is surprisingly short, which is, I'm not gonna lie, a little bit disappointing. I honestly thought that this game would have way more content than just this, but I mean, that's all there is to it. I mean, it's definitely a lot shorter than any of the other games that Treasure have put out. I mean, even Gunstar Heroes took more time to beat than this, or Alien Soldier, or Light Crusader, or Dynamite Headdy, or like anything Treasure had worked on before this. This is by far one of their shortest games, I would say. Yeah, you also see PC Edition Prototype and Tutorial Game Program, yeah, artworks. Special thanks to Sega, because Sega were the original publishers of Ikaruga when it first came out in arcades. Each individual port of this game was published by a different company though, because the arcade version was published by Sega, I know that for a fact. The Dreamcast port, I believe, was published by a company called ESP Software, who are now defunct, they're no longer in business. And then the GameCube version was published by Atari, or more specifically, Infogrames pretending to be Atari, because they used to release games under the Atari label despite not being Atari themselves. Then the Xbox 360 version was published by Microsoft, PC version was published by Treasure themselves. And then the PlayStation 4 and Switch versions were published by Nicholas, I believe, and Nicholas is the indie studio that's best known for publishing The Binding of Isaac. So yeah, depending on which version of this game you're playing, Ikaruga was actually published by a bunch of different companies, but its original publishers were Sega, so it's still technically a Sega game. So what did we get in total? 2.2 million, yeah, 2,241,659 with a max 38 chain at one point. I'm not sure where exactly I got that. Well, actually, wait a minute. No, it's not a combination of all the maximum chains I got in the first 4 chapters, because that only, that only adds up to 27. Okay, I don't know where I got, like, a 38 chain multiplier at one point, but okay, cool. Probably my best performance in the game so far, I would say. Yeah, so that's the entirety of the game, guys. So basically, you're fighting that giant crystal. The true final boss is the giant crystal at the very end, and you don't actually attack him. You just have to survive for an entire minute, and then you destroy him automatically. Shinra basically performs, like, one final suicide attack, so it ends up killing him and destroying the crystal at the same time, so that it can no longer be used for evil doing. So Shinra still ends up dying in the end, but he still ends up taking out Tenro, so that's good, I guess. Not necessarily a good ending or a bad ending, but I mean, you know, the hero sacrificing himself in order to save the planet, it's kind of a cliche, but I still feel like it has some power here. But yeah, that was a fascinating little adventure right there anyway. A lot shorter than I expected it to be. But yeah, other than that, guys, that's basically Ikaruga. I showed you the entire game. That is the whole game. Turned out to be a lot shorter than I thought it would be, but you can definitely see why a lot of people would consider this to be like more of a puzzle game, or at least have some sort of puzzle game elements. Because it's not always about dodging bullets necessarily. It is, again, one of those shoot-em-ups where you kind of have to find like a path between the monumental barrage of bullets that are heading your way. Because again, the thing with shoot-em-ups is that even when there's like 5 million bullets on screen, there's always some sort of path that you can take out of it. You know, given that the hitbox on your ship is generally very small in a lot of those games, and I think Ikaruga is no exception, because as I mentioned before, you can partially clip into walls in this game. Again, I think it's like one tiny pixel in the center of your ship that if it comes into contact with an obstacle of some sort, then it'll get destroyed, but other than that, you will survive. You can hang on by the skin of your teeth in a lot of situations. But overall, it's definitely an interesting game. Like, I always enjoy it when developers try to put new spins on old formulas, and Treasure were no exception. Treasure have been doing that since the early 90s, and it pays off really well here. The only thing that I don't like about this game is just how freaking difficult it is. Based on what I've read online, it seems like one of the main points of criticism regarding this game when it first came out on the GameCube was not necessarily its difficulty, but more so the extreme difficulty spikes that seemingly come out of nowhere in the later stages. Because I mentioned before that chapters 1 and 2 are not really that bad, but then in chapter 3, it just goes into, yeah, it goes into crazy territory, and then it just continues escalating from that point onwards. It's actually insane, but it's a neat little experiment to say the least, and I think another point of criticism was also its short length. The abnormally short length of Ikaruga was also another thing that people criticized about it. I think the general consensus is that Ikaruga is too short for its own good, but it still plays really well. The only thing is that I'm just not good at it. That's the only difference. But there are a lot of people who are extremely good at this game, and I have nothing but respect for those people who are actually able to beat this entire game in just one sitting, using, like, no continues whatsoever, or maybe not even dying once. Like, mad props to you guys, because you're the real MVPs at the end of the day. But before I truly end this video, there is one last thing that I would like to show you guys here. So I am going to change my default ship to Ginkei. So if you don't know what the Ginkei ship is, it is the ship that the second player in co-op mode would normally control. Because Ikaruga does have co-op, you can also play a two-player game, and in the two-player game mode, usually the second player will be controlling the Ginkei ship. However, you can also configure it so that you can play as the Ginkei ship in the single-player mode as well. So I'm going to be showing off that ship very quickly here, and also, I do want to show off the prototype mode very quickly as well. So we're going to go to the prototype mode right here, and I believe, yeah, we're still going to go to hard mode. So, what exactly differentiates prototype mode from arcade mode? Well, in this mode, you have a limited number of bullets. As you can see, you have an ammunition counter now, and you only have 100 total bullets that you can fire. And they deplete very quickly when you do start firing bullets, but as you can see, you can replenish them by absorbing bullets. So if I decide to exhaust all of my bullets here, yeah, I basically can't fire anymore, but as soon as this, as soon as this cutscene ends, because I would like it to end just so I can show this damn thing off. Yeah, here we go. So you actually can't fire anything, unless the enemies are, like, really close at you. You can basically only kill them from point-blank range when you have zero ammo. So basically what you gotta do here is that if you run out of ammo, yeah, you pretty much have to wait for the enemies to come by and absorb their bullets in order to get more ammunition. Now, alternatively, if you end up dying to one of the enemies, your bullets will get replenished automatically. Like, your ammo count will be reset to 100 bullets, so then you can just keep on firing when you do end up dying. Now, if you're wondering why exactly this mode is called Prototype Mode, that's because Ikaruga, when it was still in development, was originally going to have this as its main mechanic. Originally, the limited ammo mechanic was supposed to be in Ikaruga, like it was originally supposed to be part of the game. However, the developers chose to remove the feature early on in development as they personally felt like it caused too many unnecessary interruptions in the gameplay. However, they didn't remove the feature outright, and instead they decided to incorporate it into a special game mode that they decided to call Prototype Mode. So this is effectively what Ikaruga was originally going to be. You were going to have limited ammunition, and you had to rely on the enemies firing different colored bullets at you in order to replenish your ammunition, but in the final product, they just ended up giving you unlimited ammunition. But yeah, that's basically the entire story behind this particular game mode, and there's not really a lot to say about it other than that. Basically, if you want to play Ikaruga the way it was originally going to be played, like if they decided to actually keep this feature in instead of removing it, then there is this game mode that you can also play as well, but I don't think this game mode is as fun to play as just the normal arcade mode. I would very much prefer, like, the normal arcade mode over this any day. It's just a lot more fun to play when you have unlimited ammunition, because then you can just auto-fire at all times. It's a lot more fun that way. And by the way, you can still fire homing lasers as well. It's kind of weird though, because it doesn't show you the energy meter for some reason in this game mode. I'm not really sure why, but you can still fire homing missiles, so you can still press the C key in order to do that. I guess another feature that I could show off to you guys is what happens when you do end up running out of time, like if you're not able to defeat the boss in the time period that it gives you. So I think what I'm going to do here is that I'm actually just going to, yeah, stay right here and not fire. I'm not going to fire, and I'm just going to wait for the time to run out here, just to show you guys what happens, because normally you would think that it would cause you to fail the stage, but it actually doesn't. He just, like, gives you a salute, and then he flies away for some reason. I don't know, he just, like, gets bored of you or something. It's really weird. I mean, Ikaruga in general is just a very bizarre game. It's so unconventional in so many ways. Unconventional for a shoot-'em-up, and just really unconventional for a video game in general, I would say. This game is absolutely wild, man, but yeah, you can still continue on to the second chapter even if you fail to beat the first boss, so yeah, I don't know how I personally feel about that. But again, it's one of those things where you can basically take like a pacifist route through the game, so it's still interesting to say the least. This is definitely one of those games that allows you to be a pacifist, and like I said, there was a special game mode in the GameCube version, I think, where you couldn't even fire any shots out of your ship, and you had to just rely on absorbing bullets and firing homing missiles, I believe. We're not going to continue with that. Yeah, we'll meet again someday soon. Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. I think I'm just basically done with this game forever. I mean, that's pretty much everything there is to see in this game. That's basically it. Well, I mean, there is also this. By the way, it also shows you the total amount of playtime in the help and options menu. I mean, there is also this other thing that I could show very quickly called Appendix. So there is a gallery that features concept art for Ikaruga. So for instance, there's this design document called About Ikaruga. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen any of this artwork right here. But yeah, you can kind of see like some designs for some of the main characters. This is apparently supposed to be Shinra, even though you never actually see Shinra at any point in the game. Yeah. All these different characters that they designed specifically for Ikaruga, you never see any of them in the actual game, so it's kind of odd. Yeah, so this is called Key Visual. This is actually, like, really beautiful looking artwork right here. Really like that one. Yeah, Ikaruga, one of the main images. Ikaruga 2. Yeah, so you can basically scroll through different concept art right here. Ikaruga 3, Ikaruga 4. So it's a nice little addition to the game. There's still some other things that you can view, like some neat little extras that you have. I'm not sure if any of these extras were also in the console ports of the game as well, though. You have some other illustrations of the main characters, which, again, you do not ever see at any point. So it's neat. It kind of gives the game, like, additional lore, I guess. This was the poster for the arcade version, apparently. This was also apparently a poster for the arcade version. This was for a magazine of some sort, apparently. And this was too. This looks really nice. This almost looks like a sword. A sword combined with a pen, almost. Yeah, so this is like really, really neat artwork right here. I don't know, again, you don't ever see, like, any of these characters in the actual game, only the ship that Shinra controls. Also, I like this line right here, I'm not regret. Yeah, there's a little bit of English here, okay? Like, I'm not gonna lie about that. I'm not gonna try and beat around the bush around that. Some of the English in this game is kind of broken. I gotta be 100% honest with you here. The English in this game is not perfect. But you have a bunch of other artwork right here. You also have rough sketches, apparently. Then you also have the soundtracks, which contains all the music for the game. There's only 10 tracks in total. But yeah, this is basically like a sound test menu if you want to listen, I should say, to some of the music in the game, like some of the main themes of the bosses and also each individual chapter. So it is overall some pretty neat stuff. So I'm at least glad that they decided to add those extras right there, so you can look around in that if you're interested in learning more about the game's concept art, or the game's artwork, I guess. And then, of course, there's also replays where you can just view some of your replays. I don't actually know how exactly this works. Like, what exactly does this do? Yeah, it loads the replay file, but then does it just, like, replay... Yeah, I guess it probably replays my previous gameplay, and like I said before, it does save this automatically. Yeah, because I think this was when I was learning how to actually play the game. So on normal mode, yeah, you see that I'm killing the black ships right here, and they're not firing again at me. Yeah, because I'm playing on normal difficulty. If I was playing on easy, they just wouldn't be firing bullets at all. I believe those types of bullets in particular, the ones that they fire when you do destroy them, they're referred to as suicide bullets. Suicide bullets are dangerous though, because you have to make sure not to switch your polarity too quickly, otherwise you will get killed by them. But yeah, I think this was just from when, from when I was learning how to play the game off-screen, like before I went and recorded this. This was from not too long ago either, this was actually from last night. So there's not really anything else that I could say about this, it's just playing this back automatically. Yeah, resume play, chapter... Actually, wait a second. I can also rotate the screen here, but I don't exactly know what this does. Okay, that does not look right at all. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of get, like, a wider aspect ratio out of doing this, but oh my god, dude, it's, like, that is very disorienting. Apparently, the Switch version can be played vertically. Like, you can actually hold your Switch vertically, and you can play the game the way it was meant to be played, like just like it was in the arcades. Otherwise, you have to tend to these giant gray borders on the side. You can also configure the HUD size, you know, just in case you have a difficult time reading it. Only problem is that it kind of makes the HUD size a little bit blurry, or it makes, like, the font a little blurry. And you do have different HUD layouts, kind of like what you have in Alien Soldier. You have Type 1, which puts all of this information right here onto the actual game itself, like it superimposes it onto the game itself. Type 2 basically orients the energy meter vertically. Type 3 moves the score into the gray borders, and then Type 4 also has the score in the gray borders, but it also orients the energy meter vertically. And then Type 5 moves everything into the gray border, but the energy meter is horizontal. And then Type 6, it's vertical. And I believe Type 6 is the default HUD layout, if I'm not mistaken. So there are some ways that you can configure the HUD. You know, you can suit it to your taste, just in case you want all of the HUD elements to be on the actual game screen. Don't really see why you'd ever want to do that. And then, of course, you can also view the leaderboards. Read the leaderboards with the accept button. It just accesses everything. This guy got 64 million points, apparently. Wait, can I actually, like, view a replay? Oh my god, wait a minute. I want to see how exactly this guy played this. The download succeeded, please select save slots. Okay, wait, you can save the replay file right here. Okay, I'm actually really curious about this, because it doesn't seem like this score has been, like, has been tampered with in any way. It doesn't seem like this guy cheated, so I'm kind of interested in seeing how exactly he played this, or how he played through this. I'm just kind of fascinated to know about this, and I guess while this is going, I think I will be ending the video off. What does he play on? Oh, he's only playing on normal. Okay, you pansy. Oh, and he dies at one point, too. Okay, wait, so does he actually... But is he actually able to do this, or are they actually able to do this on just one coin? Because I have no idea. I don't believe it allows you to save your replays if you're playing on free play, so he might have. I don't know, actually. Okay, but he's just dying over and over, so what is going on, then? Is he dying on purpose, or... I can't tell. Okay, no, so he... Wait a second, he does get a game over. Okay, wait a second. He got an S++ on that and a max 200 chain. Okay, no, that's definitely bullshit. I suspect extreme bullshit right here. Because he dies at the first stage, like, he ends up losing all of his lives. But he somehow still gets a score of 64 million? No, I suspect foul play. No, that's definitely been tampered with. That has definitely been tampered with. Good, there's dirty, filthy cheaters in Ikaruga as well. Great. Unless the replay file is, like, not synced properly, but... I don't know, that can't be possible. I don't know, that seems like a bit of a stretch, but... no, something's very wrong about that. Yeah, that seems a little ridiculous. Yeah, BS, exactly. This entire replay right here is just absolute BS. No, get out of here. Get out of here. Get your cheatsy doodles out of here, as C-nanners would say. Yeah, I don't trust that in the slightest. Okay, well anyway, I think other than that, guys, we are going to be ending the video now, so that's Ikaruga. I told you guys everything I liked and disliked about this game. I like its concept, the fact that you can switch between different polarities because it adds, like, puzzle elements into the game. What I do kind of dislike about the game is the fact that it's way too damn hard and also it's way too short. So there you go. It's still an interesting little project that I do think you guys should still go and check out for yourselves, though. I would still give it a recommendation, although as for the people saying that this is one of Treasure's greatest games, I mean, I still prefer Gunstar Heroes over everything else, because Gunstar Heroes is actually perfect. Treasure perfected the whole run-and-gun style of gameplay with Gunstar Heroes, so I honestly don't think Treasure will ever be able to top themselves with their first outing. But either way, Ikaruga is still a really neat game. If you want to go check it out, links in the description. I will be linking you guys to the PC version, of course, but if I can find links to the Switch and PS4 versions, and maybe the Xbox 360 version if it's still available, I'll provide those links too. The GameCube and Dreamcast ports, you might have to do some deeper digging on that one. You may need to rely on either eBay or Amazon for that, so... And if you want to get your hands on an arcade version of this game, you may have to just go and visit Japan, because I don't believe the arcade version of Ikaruga was ever released outside of Japan, and actually the Dreamcast version never was either. So you'll have more luck with that if you live in Japan than you will here in the West. Also, this will probably be the last Treasure game that I cover for the foreseeable future, because there's not really any other games from them that I wish to play on the channel. I'm not really interested in any of their other output, but I'm still really glad that I finally got to show off Ikaruga to you guys. I still wouldn't say that it's the best game Treasure ever made, but it's definitely one of their most fascinating. Treasure are definitely masters at subverting people's expectations when it comes to certain game genres, and for that, I have mad respect for them. And of course, I also have mad respect for the people who are actually good at this game too. I'm very jealous. I'm not jealous of Graviton though, because I'm pretty sure he cheated in order to get that score. No, I don't believe that for a moment. You can just go die in a fire for all I care. You're a disgrace to everyone who's an actual expert at this game, but anyway. Thank you guys, as always, for watching, and I will indeed see you in the next video I make. Later, guys.